the idea of codependency and the idea of narcissism, there's a ton of content and a ton of things out there that really overuse those labels, I think, and also without really understanding what's at the heart of narcissism, what's at the heart of codependency or people pleasing. When we take a look at actual diagnosing that in somebody, diagnosing a disorder, nobody can do that remotely without actually sitting down with that person and carefully, listening to them and hearing their story and hearing them talk about what's going on. So, diagnosing isn't something that people need to be really trying to do. And self-diagnosing is kind of the same way. It takes a professional, it takes lots of training, and it takes experience, and a certain amount of judgment, obviously. The thing that's interesting is that, first of all, for something to be a disorder, like you've heard people talk about narcissistic personality disorder, it has to be impacting major portions of our life before it can actually be classified a disorder. That's interesting because that means that we can have personality, aspects of our personality that may look like, some narcissistic traits. They may look like some codependent traits. Sometimes we do people please. We do try to keep the peace. We do that in a way to help others, help people we care about. Sometimes we have to think about ourselves and we make choices that seem maybe very one-sided. So just because a person is, showing one of those traits, that doesn't necessarily mean that, they have, codependency disorder or narcissistic personality disorder, or if you're not careful, you can think you're an expert looking at that stuff. So remember, we all have aspects of these things in our day-to-day personality.